I can feel like 80 rats in my Marys. Me and Drizzy back to back, it's getting scary. If you fucking with my eyes, just don't come near me. Put some bins all on your head like Justin Terry. Whoa.
Hello, listeners and viewers. This is the Faison View podcast. You already know how we coming, man. Very, very special episode. This episode, episode 171, Real Talk, 71 to be exact. Hey, yours truly, Malik Spaceghost. Let's get right into it. Color Power, man. Please go support. Please go purchase, man. Go buy Black-owned businesses, man. We out here. 1CLRPOWER.com. 1CLRPOWER.com, man. Hey man, we got a special guest for y'all today, man. It's gonna get real good, real insightful, man. So make sure y'all take up the energy, make sure y'all take up the knowledge, man. Let's get to it. But first and foremost, man, you already know I'm gonna go through the topics. You know how it go. Let's get right into it. So our topics today. First, I really want to talk about before I go get to the special guests and the and the special topics we got for them. Ahmaud Arbery, I really want to get into that and delve into that situation. That's near and dear to my heart right now, and it's just disgusting on the things that we have to go through and the things that we're like. It's 2020 and things like this is still going on, and it's been going on for a long time, so it's just real hurtful. And you already know the second topic, man. The second topic, it's gonna be a segment, man. What is a successful marriage? Mr. and Mrs. Faison is gonna come in here and they're gonna do their thing. They're gonna do their thing. So today, man, I'm making it real insightful and about them, and I want to make it about Ahmaud Arbery. So this episode, I will not be having my would you rather's, would you rather, because I'm gonna take up some time speaking on this, and we're gonna get them a segment to give y'all the game and chop it up about marriage and what makes a successful marriage. You feel me? So look, make sure you get that Color Power, waist beads, bracelets. You got your anklets, you got your necklaces. Handcrafted by yours truly, 1CLRPOWER.com. So man, first and foremost, man, let's get into it. The Ahmaud Arbery situation, it's heartbreaking because this keeps happening to African American and it's just being black in general. It's just so tough, man. It's so tough already on us. And to keep on hearing these things, it's just distasteful. And what really makes me mad, and it's been going on for a long time, it takes social media and people crying and having riots and an uproar for us to get justice. But if this situation was turned the other way, and it was two black men who harmed a innocent jogging white male bystander just for no reason, it'll be a whole nother situation. They'll be talking about the death penalty. They'll be talking about 100+ years. So let me give you some information on this situation. Ahmaud Arbery, like all of us, going through this quarantine time. And the thing about it is, I'm sorry, this wasn't even during the quarantine time. Let me rebuttal that. This was back in February, and now these two white cowards are now Caucasian cowards. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it like that, but they are now getting prosecuted for their actions and charged for their actions that happened back in February, and they're just being charged at the end of April, beginning of May. And what these two gentlemen did, not gentlemen, cowards, what they did, they really harmed this black man, jogging, innocent, enjoying his day, and hunted him like he was an animal. And it's just so disgusting and it's distasteful because now you have video footage of this. And the video footage has been out for a long time, since February, and I'm sure the state attorney and a lot of the things on the legal side of things, they received this information. They seen the video. But guess what? Nothing was done, nothing was moved. These two cowards were still roaming in the free world, chilling. So now the story comes to light, about them killing an unarmed black man, 25 years old. I'm 25 years old. You feel me? Like, this can happen to any of us. And just because we are black, in a different skin tone, in 2020, we're still getting treated like we're beneath. But how are we getting treated like we're beneath when we are the most popularized and the best culture there is? That's no hate to anybody. That's just the truth. Everything influence that you see is black, and that's just being real. So it's, to this day, you have the George Zimmerman, the Herman Trayvon Martin. You have Eric Garner. You have Sandra Bland. When is it going to end? When is it going to stop? And we're going to receive justice. We can see how this goes. We already know how this plays out. But the fact that we have to have social media to step forward and people going crazy and people going wild for us to get justice on something we should already have justice for. So you telling us that we can be murdered and nothing will be done about it? But if the tables were turned and it was two black males doing that, they wouldn't probably make it the next day, because the cops would have probably killed them or done something to them before they even got to the precinct. So think about that. And then what makes this even more disgusting is the fact that not even just the two cows that did that, a father and a son, roaming around just looking for problems. You have the dude who was recording, who was a Caucasian man as well. And his excuse for not jumping in or trying to save anything, he was just recording, trying to supposedly stop the actions and stop from a cult or something from happening, so he's recording it. Whatever dumb excuse he had. The fact that you can sit there and record this unarmed black man just jogging, minding his business, get wrongfully murdered out of nowhere, you're sick too, and you're a part of the problem. You're just much as a part of the problem. You're recording it. So I feel like he should be charged as well. Because at the end of the day, if you're recording this and you're not doing anything about it, what are you recording? Everybody just want to pull out their phone and get a moment. This unarmed black man is getting killed and you're recording it. You're sick. And all of you are sick. And it hurts. It keeps hurting and hurting because we keep going through this. All I can tell the people in the culture is stay strong and really just be mindful of your surroundings. But guess what? You can't even be mindful of your surroundings when you just taking a peaceful jog by yourself, man. This man is a 25-year-old man who had family, who had loved ones. And these cowards took it all away from him. So I just urge everyone to really just speak up on this and talk about it and keep doing what you're doing. Keep making them feel the wrath. Because change is going to keep happening. We have to just keep coming together. We're stronger together than apart. So we keep coming together. We're going to push through all this. We're going to push through all of it. Because we're tired of crying. We're tired of holding our hearts. We're tired of being down. We're tired of having anxiety. It's time to step up and do something and make a change in the right way, and we will do so. We will do so. Because at this point, we're fighting. At this point, we're fighting against the world. Like we're like black people. We're dying. We're dying every day of senseless things. Of course, we had to take ownership for ours and come together and stop dividing each other and killing each other. Of course, but it's people don't understand and get the pattern that we're getting killed by cops. We're getting killed by bystanders, people just around for no reason. Come on now, unarmed, not doing anything. So I just encourage everyone to just spread the word, spread the knowledge, and really stay mindful, be mindful. Everyone is not horrible people, but I'm being real. Us as black people, we really have to, we had to watch our every move and every step, sadly. So we're gonna continue, let's continue to be strong and stand up for our people. Feel me? So man, on to a lighter note, man. On to a lighter note. And rest in peace, Ahmaud Arbery, please. Rest in peace. My condolences to his family for never quitting as well. His mom never quitting and staying on it as well. God bless. But on to a lighter note, I want to, shift things up. We're going to get into a lighter note. Hey, man, I want y'all to really, really open your ears up, man. Really, because it's about to get real. We're gonna give you the game. We're going to give you the game. Mr. and Mrs. Faison going to give you the game. So make sure you stay tuned with that, man. Let's get it. Hey, what a successful marriage looks like and what it is, man. So,
Mr. and Mrs. Faison, let's get to it. The Faison View Podcast. What is a successful marriage? We're going to get into it. Y'all can introduce yourselves.
I'm LaShawn Faison.
I'm Daniel Faison.
And we're here to talk about what is a successful marriage. My parents have been married and together for over 25 plus years. So I felt like it was important to get them on the podcast. So let's get to it. The questions we have here today: best ways to keep love alive in a marriage.
Is that a question?
Yes, it's
Yes,
question.
he said.
Question number one: best ways to keep love alive in a marriage.
My opinion, well, you can go first if you want.
No, you can go. You start.
Without communication, you will not have anything in a relationship, marriage, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. But in a marriage, for a marriage to be successful, you have to communicate, and that's with everything. It's with dealing with finances, dealing with your children, dealing with yourselves. Without communication, you don't have anything.
I would say keeping love alive by continuing to spark that flame with like date night and doing things together, enjoying each other's company while you're doing it, and not just going along with things, as they come along. Just actually saying, taking that time out, like, okay, this is Friday, what are we doing tonight? Let's go to happy hour. Just doing things to continue to nurture that relationship and keeping that love alive. That quality, and making it quality time. It's not just you meeting up to have dinner and then you're talking about work all the time or anything like that. Actually talking to each other and figuring out, even though you may want to know what happened that day. Like for us, we talk every single day
Every
on
day.
my way home from work.
Every day.
So we
Hours.
know what's going on in each other's lives and what happened during the day, even if it's just for a moment to vent. It's constant. By 5:30, 6 o'clock, his phone is ringing, and I talk to him until I get home and pull up in the driveway. The garage door opens, and then it's like, okay, I'm here. And sometimes if I'm not talking to him on my way home, he knows. It's like he has a sixth sense, and he knows when I'm pulling up or and he'll open the door to greet me. And I think that definitely keeps us, connected. And just knowing that we actually are in tune with each other.
Right.
And I think another thing is selflessness, not being selfish.
Yes, absolutely.
And we
Complimenting each other.
Yes, that's
Compliment each other.
definitely.
The things that she does a lot better than I do, go for it. The things that I can do better, or not I can do better, but the things that I do that complement our relationship. I cook every day. I cook, I prepare all the meals. LaShawn, she is incredible with handling the household and handling finances. If you can't agree with your partner as to how you all can agree to disagree, that this is your suit, that's yours, this is mine, this is yours, and we compliment each other with doing everything, and we communicate, like I said, so that we know this is what I can help you out with this, you can help me out with that. And if you don't have that chemistry, if you're fighting with somebody about something they do better than you because you have a complex about it, it's not going to work. But it is never, marriage is a challenge. Nothing, we can't give you we can only tell you what we do and give you some advice on it or whatever, but it's a challenge. But if you love that person, you're in love with that person, you will do everything you have to do to keep that strong.
Keep the bond tight.
And keep it tight. Yeah.
Good answers, good answers. I like that one. The next question we have is 5 key components of a marriage. 5 key components.
We can split it up.
Yep, 5 and 5. Y'all both can do 5 and you can do 5.
Oh, you want us to do 5 each? Okay.
Yeah, we can do 5 each.
That's-
Nah,
That sounds great.
right.
I think we mentioned earlier, and when you mentioned earlier, communication. I think communication is key. It's definitely at the top of the list. It's high
Okay, so that's
priority.
1 each for us.
And then, why'd you do that? Oh,
No.
because you're saying that you agree
Yes,
with
of
what
course.
Oh, I
That's
thought you were
number 1.
saying.
No, that's number 1.
Communication, okay, that's number 1 for the both of us. We both agree with communication. Another key component would be just liking the person that you're with. Friendship.
There you go.
I think friendship is very
That
important.
is very important.
When you're spending time with each other and doing things with each other, it's important to, like the person that you're with. And there are times, not to say that marriage is so easy that you're always going to have these wonderful honeymoon moments. Every day is going to be like a honeymoon. It's not. But you learn to adjust, and you know that not every day is going to be like that, but your good days far outweigh your bad days, and I think that's very important in any relationship, to keep it, just together and bond, and to know that you really like the person that you're with.
I'm sorry, I hate to piggyback on that, but I agree with the friendship. So I have to take that too. I'll come up with the next 3 that are my own, but communication, friendship, that's key. If you don't like each other,
It's very difficult.
it's very difficult
to be together.
All right.
My next one would be compromise. I would say it's very important to compromise because there are times that you may have a conflict, or you're bickering, and so sometimes it takes for one person to hear the other person, just actually listening and understanding where the other person is coming from and how they feel. Respecting each other's feelings is very important also. And then I also think that space, sometimes it's important to give the other person space, your spouse space. Like for us, we don't have to spend every moment of our day together. I could be in a room for hours and we not even talk to each other, and then we see each other, it's like everything's back to normal. We get up on a Saturday, I may go do my errands, he may go do his. Later on by 5 o'clock we come back together, and it's like, what are we doing today? The 2 of us. But I'm sure a lot of people think that we spend 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with each other, because we do a lot of things together, and because we enjoy each other's company. I think that's important, for us to be able to, when we do spend time together, just liking and appreciating being with that person. It's not just like it's a chore or something you have to do.
Right.
I think some of the things that we do is we like to have fun together. We like to do things together. Our relationship is cool. It's not, I wouldn't say that every day is just wonderful and we're always on the same page, because we have our days, but we do allow each other to give each other space. We bicker at times, but we come back and it's like 5 seconds later, it's like it never happened.
Like it didn't happen.
We have
It's not
grown
that
and we
important.
have matured, because there was a time that we were not like that as our boys were growing up. They're now in their 20s, they're adults, and
But that's life.
It's great to see how much we have grown in our relationship after, raising 2 sons and gone off to college, and then you figure out after they've gone out to college, what is it that we're going to do to keep our relationship, strong,
Fresh,
and
strong.
fresh.
Right.
Because we were so vested in their in their
Yes.
sports, and I mean, we didn't miss any games, making sure that they were on point with their schoolwork. And so you get so wrapped up into building that foundation for your family that sometimes you forget that you're, you know, doing this together as a team, even though we did it well. But there are times that you just don't, not that you don't appreciate the person that you're with, not that you don't, that you are neglecting them, but
That you have to remember.
but you have to remember
We're in a
that-
relationship.
exactly. You're in a relationship.
We have a family, but we're in a relationship.
Yeah.
So it has to be a kindship, a friendship, the whole nine. You have one more, dear.
I got mine.
Oh, did you?
I think I
Okay.
got 6 or 7.
You know what? The thing is, and what she brought up, and I piggybacked off the 2, but number 3, your time. You have to give each other time. And guess what goes along with that? Trust. Look, go. Be with your friends. Take a girl's vacation. Do whatever.
Girls trip.
But you have to have time to yourself. If you don't establish that early on in your relationship,
It could be an issue.
and you find yourself on somebody's back, like somebody is actually literally on your back riding you the whole day, you're carrying them around, it's not gonna work. Everybody needs their own time and their own personal space. And that's not personal time for somebody else. That's time for you. And
Self-care.
self-care.
Yeah.
Pamper yourself. If it's just by yourself, you don't have to be with friends, but that is huge. And with loyalty, to me, with loyalty, everything falls under that. Everything. And I
like
preach that
what
to
falls under loyalty.
everything falls under loyalty. You trusting the person, you compromising with a person, you
Respecting
doing
the
things,
person.
you respecting them, you treating them like you would want to be treated. That statement, you've heard that a million times, but people don't do it. And when you're willing to do that, and you're willing to listen, oh my God. Number 5 for men. A happy wife is a happy life. You have to listen. You can't tune out. You can blank out when you're watching that game. But you better make sure you better go back and just say, you know what? What did you say? Earlier, I mean, I just didn't hear everything you said. And take it all in. Because if you don't, you're losing it. You're gonna be losing big time. So it's not that hard. It's a work in progress. If you can go and you can work 8-10 hour days, or like I did 24-hour days, and you have to deal with all of these other people's problems and everything, why wouldn't you come home and deal with your life? This is your life the right way. That's the only way it's gonna work. Like you said, we're older now. We've grown and been through years of everything, hardship, pain, but it's been a whole lot better than a whole lot worse. We have been blessed to be where we are. We have been blessed. Our sons, college graduates. We have a beautiful grandbaby now. And
I would also say having faith in your relationship and
You know
having
what?
faith in God.
Faith in God.
And that's probably number 1.
You know what?
It is.
You know what, LaShawn? I'm so sorry that it was kind of getting a little sidetracked with how your relationship works. But if you don't have faith, and if you don't know God, and if you don't put that first, you won't have anything. you won't have any of what we're talking about. You know, and I really wish I could have reversed it and said that first, but I'm happy you said that.
Yeah,
And,
because you can't always live off love.
you can't
Sometimes
just
you have
live
to
off
go
love.
call
Yeah.
on God before you want
Help
to
me.
choke him.
Help me. Yes, help me. And I will say that that's first.
Yeah,
God first, and family, and then everything
else
just falls under
underneath
that. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. But I did mine.
Yeah, those are both good fives. Y'all experts at this already.
Already, it's 25 years. Well, I wouldn't say we were
No, I'm talking
relationship
about
experts.
on the video. Y'all experts. Y'all doing your thing. I like the dialogue. Y'all naturals. Last but not least, who do you look for advice if compromise can't be reached? I know we just talk about faith in God, but other than other than your faith, who do you look for guidance?
I would say parents, especially when we were younger. We
Oh yeah.
I didn't have an immediate role model of what marriage looked like. I had my great aunt and my and my uncle. So it was kind of extended family that we spent a lot of time with, but we weren't there with the day-to-day. So when we first started off dating, I know that I would sometimes call his mom and ask for advice. And I would call my mom, even though my mom was a single parent, I still would call on her. And then as I established a relationship with my dad, who's married, I would always call on him also. In my older years, in my years prior now, I call on him sometimes to ask for advice.
Yes.
But we would always call. And you with your dad, we would call your dad sometimes when we couldn't compromise on things, and I mean, I don't know any better person to get advice from than him. He is amazing. He doesn't take sides. He listens. He's a very effective listener, and he gives great advice. He gives it's words of wisdom.
He's just been
And
blessed
out of
with
love.
wisdom.
Yeah.
And I would call my mom and my dad as well for any advice. My mother, very, very, very compassionate. My father, my father never put his hands on me. My father's words were so effective in every decision that I was making, and especially with the decisions that we made as a family and with our boys and how we moved. So if I had a problem, the compassion part of it, I called my mother and reach out. My father was the game changer, and just the wisdom behind his words. It's like he could almost see into the future. It was crazy. And every bit of knowledge that I gained from all of them, LaShawn's parents, my parents, we applied that with our kids, and we applied it to how we raised them and how we conducted ourselves. You're foolish with a lot of things that you do very early on, but if you can't take criticism, or you can't take advice from somebody who raised you to be who you are, you're a fool. You have to reach out to somebody. You cannot do this by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. You can't do marriage by yourself. You can't do relationships. You can't raise children. You can't do anything by yourself. It takes a village.
Yeah.
It takes a family. It takes love. And please, we're not excluding, and we will include, and we are including. We have great, great friends.
Yeah.
We have great friends. We have amazing friends.
Been there from the beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning. Yes, we were introduced by really good friends, and we decided that this was for us, and it worked for us. And some bumps and bruises and all that stuff or whatever. But let me tell you something. I would not change any of it. I wouldn't give it back for nothing.
I would also say that therapy works.
Yes.
If you can't compromise
Yes.
and you don't have someone that you can talk to, then you can always,
Yes.
you know, therapy is definitely a great option, you know, in relationships, marriage
See?
counseling, going to your pastor and talking to
That's
them
right.
about your problems, and establishing relationships with, you know, certain people that are ride or dies, that have your back, that you know that they're not going to take sides, they are not going to tell you everything that you want to hear.
They're not going to judge.
You need those type of people in your life. Yeah, the people that
Therapy-
are not going to judge.
Therapy has always been this thing with black people, for the most part. With black people, therapy was always, you always looked at it in a negative way, or something was wrong, or something. No, stepping outside of your family, your friends, your wife, your relationships, and talking to somebody who is not there to judge you, but to listen to you and help you. And they will do it, because I'm telling you, the first time I ever saw somebody, he reminded me of my grandfather so much, and it was work related, and it was so much stress on me. And I talked to that man, and that changed my life. It changed the way I move with my wife, the way I move with the kids, with family, with friends, with everybody. That short, just like 6 sessions of talking to somebody who was there to listen to me and hear what was going on and the stresses that I was dealing with, it changed me profoundly.
I know that it's a stigmatism for blacks. It was. I think
Not
now
so
that
much
we
now.
talk about it
Yeah.
more, and that people are, you know, advising, and it's talked about a lot. Like, definitely mental illness is real, and
Yes.
seeking therapy definitely can help someone who is struggling with things, and that's not just in a marriage or in a relationship. It's just struggling with things, you know, financially, personally, and any realm of their life. I think therapy is important, and I think that people are starting to see that there are people out there that they can talk to, that they can counsel, that can guide them and help them get through what. You can even have a life coach, you know. I think that it's important for people to be able to talk to someone about anything that they're going through, and relationships. If you're, as far as marriage, if you really want it to work, I would say before you give up on it, just throw it all under the bus, or you just throw the towel out there and say, you know, I'm done, I no longer want to deal with this.
Right.
Then I think that you should probably seek counseling first to try to make it work. If you put in all these years and all this time, and that you vested in a person, and just sometimes, I would say, sometimes we sweat small stuff and make it bigger than what it really is. And then when you're actually talking to someone else outside of your family and outside of your relationship, you see that it's just small stuff. It's not that big a deal as we've made it. Things do manifest and things do grow. And it's great to have someone that is there, a therapist, or some form of therapy, to be able to talk to someone to help guide you through what you're going through. A third person can't hurt you.
No, it can't hurt you at all. And let me go back on what I said. LaShawn and I grew up in completely different environments. So DC, when I grew up, that was Chocolate City. That's what it was. It is what it is. And we grew up, that's who we grew up around, just us. and we only knew what we saw and what we heard coming from people as far as like getting help and doing this, that, or whatever. Once I got older and ventured out and traveled and met new people and the city started changing and the demographic and met LaShawn, it changed me as a person because it changed my mindset. You know, you can't get past that. It is what it is. It was what it was. But look at us now. Really, look at us now. The things that we've done and places we've been and people we've met and experiences that we've had that we may not have had that opportunity had we not done these things together. I'm definite for me that it may have been a lot different. So I'm very happy in my marriage, and I'm very happy with where we are. And I'm very, very, very happy with the family and the friends that we have. We have acquired,
that we've surrounded
ourselves with, and you know, there's pretty much nothing that we can't do because there's always somebody there that if I can't get it done, that I can reach out to.
We have a great
and
village.
we have a village. We have resources.
Yeah.
We've been blessed.
Yeah.
Trust me. Trust me. We've been blessed.
That was an amazing Q&A. Thank you guys for being on. You are definitely an inspiration to me, Mr. and Mrs. Faison, LaShawn, and Daniel. Been amazing towards us. Been amazing towards me and my brother, all the family. It is a village. And thank you guys for coming on. I love both of you guys dearly. And thank you for giving game to everyone listening. All right. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you.
Hey, let's get it. I hope y'all enjoyed that, man. That was beautiful, man. Like, I wouldn't be nothing without these two people in my life, and what they embody and what their marriage embodies is beautiful. Something I really want to have for myself, and I'm gonna strive for that because growing up, they didn't show me nothing else than loving each other. No matter the differences, no matter what happened, they always came to a compromise, and they always loved their children. They always loved each other and stayed strong. You feel me? So, man, I love you guys, man. I'm glad I got to give you that content by Mr. and Mrs. Faison. You know what I'm saying? They're giving y'all the game. So make sure, guess what? Tune in every single Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern time, man. You already know we shaking it up. I'm changing the game, man. Quarantine or not, this content will be continued. You feel me? This will be continued. Make sure you get that Color Power 1CLRPOWER.com, man. And guess what? Before I go, man, shout out to my man. He's doing an amazing job. Content creator. I'll make sure to promote everything that you're gonna be seeing on the screen after I talk about it. But Game Shift, it's changing everything. It's changing everything. So you remember that name, Game Shift, and you're gonna see. You're gonna see. Hey, man, he's doing his thing, man. Make sure you go follow. I'll put everything below. Make sure you go really support, man. Black-owned businesses. We out here. So peace and love to all the listeners and supporters, man. Let's get it. Subscribe to the channel, the Faison View Podcast. Let's go.